special trains that they actually will run on freight lines. And I didn't realize that most of the Amtrak trains are actually run on freight lines. They share the line, so it's not having to put in special lines. They're actually the lines that are already there. And they have agreed to work with us to actually run a special train from here to New York this March or April.
Wow.
That we would actually be able to get folks on. And the thought is getting a lot of you on that train as well, but also our legislators and our state legislators and some of our federal legislators, and actually running the train down to New York or Hoboken and being able to actually experience what it would be. We're going from here, Lehigh Valley, all the way down to New York. In May and June, they have an exhibition train too, which is a 5-car train that tells about the history of Amtrak and trains and railroad. And they've agreed to bring that up here, that train up here as well in May or June. And then we've also, Joe talked a lot about areas in Maine and Vermont who have done this already, that created rail lines, that it's not an impossible task. And after we do that special run train from here to New York and get people excited again about rail, to be able to have a small group actually go up to Maine and Vermont and see what they've done to actually make those rail connections. But the most exciting thing is we talked about when we met, myself, Mayor Panto, and Mayor Donches met with PennDOT a few months back. We were talking at least a decade or two, and we told them that. We said, we're not expecting this to happen overnight. Joe said, it's not an impossibility that it could be done even within this decade, like in the next 5 years, as long as you have the political will, to be able to make that happen. Well, that really encouraged me. And it was exciting because I think we have some concrete plans to run this excursion train. PBS has agreed to actually do a special show on that and actually tape the whole thing, right, on the excursion train. But now we got a point B to go to actually get people excited about rail again and the possibility of rail, and showing them realistically that rail can happen from the Lehigh Valley to New York. So I think this was a great conversation. I thank you both for your ideas, because I was perplexed, quite honestly, and I think the other mayors were, of how we sort of move this conversation along. I think this is a great idea. I think just by the applause that people had, everybody thinks it's a great idea to get people energized about this issue. And the fact that Amtrak wants to work with us, I really appreciate it. So we had a great conversation.
It was a good